Hello everyone, and welcome back to Coffee and Crypto. My name's Don, welcome back to the channel, thanks for tuning in. If you are watching this from your phone, laptop, make sure that you are screenshotting it and sharing it with all your friends. Today we're going to jump into some news on, as you can see on your screen, Bitcoin hit $30,000, which is quite frankly very nice to see. We're also going to cover some news, as always. Let's get straight into it. So, first things first, I want to obviously cover Bitcoin hitting $30,000 because it is massive news which we have been expecting and wanting to see for quite some time now. It was only a few months ago when Bitcoin was $16,000 and people thought we were going to see a lower, potentially $12,000 Bitcoin, if not a $5,000 Bitcoin. So it's nice to see that Bitcoin has proved everyone wrong once again and is just smashed through 30,000 USD. So I want to start off the video with this news because it's very exciting and it's the highest prices we have seen in around 10 or 11 months, which long time coming. So, first news article of the day, it's pretty straightforward. Bitcoin hits 30k to mark the highest price since June of 2022. Now, for anyone that's been around the crypto space for longer than 6 months, you'll know that 2022 was a difficult year for all of us, including kind of veterans to the space, shall we say. 2022 was an intense part of the bear market and nothing seemed to go in our favour, other than the price was continuing to go down and down and down, and then at one point it just stagnated and didn't do anything for months on end. So it's even more lovely to see that the price is now finally back up where it belongs, at least at $30,000. I do believe it should be worth a lot more than that, and it will be the rest of this year. However, we're getting there, we're working on it. So this article then is just quite straightforward, to be honest. There's not much information I need to read from it, but I wanted to show you that obviously the news outlets are going crazy for this. Crypto Twitter is going crazy for this because it is such a high level. It's not massive in the scale of charts, but it's massive in the scale of news articles, like a psychological level. That's the word I'm looking for. $30,000 is a very psychological level. And it looks sexy when you talk about it and when you post about it. 30k just looks like a sexy number to post and it gets the attention that it needs. So in the last 30 days, Bitcoin recorded gains of nearly 46%, rising to its highest level in 10 months on April 11th, which is today. So that alone gets me honestly so excited for the crypto market in general. I've been here since 2017. I am no stranger to large gains in crypto, but the reason I like seeing things like this, and for anyone that's watching this who is either not actually in crypto at the moment and sitting on the sidelines, or if you have been invested for a while, or even if you have investments in stocks and shares as well as crypto, I love seeing things like this. In fact, let me just highlight this full section for you. In the last 30 days, Bitcoin recorded gains of nearly 46%. You show me any stocks and shares. Now, before you hammer me in the comments, I do understand that some stocks and shares will have good performances, but in the last 30 days, how many of them do 46%, especially ones that are worth as much as the Bitcoin market cap is? Not many of them. Your Apples and Googles of the world are not doing 46% in 30 days. So yeah, it's just another kind of reason that I love crypto so much. And as much as Bitcoin is the top dog in this scenario, it's the biggest, it's the largest crypto, and it always kind of has been, always probably will be. It's still posting gains of 46%. So yeah, you don't need me to tell you that that's better gains than you'll get in your stocks and shares. Just look at the charts. The charts will always tell the story. So yeah, so that's pretty much all I wanted to cover on the Bitcoin $30,000 news. Let's move on to some less exciting news, however very kind of needed news, because our friends at the SEC, now everyone knows we are big fans of Ripple on this channel and XRP. Therefore, for the past 2.5 years, we have had the words or the letters SEC in our mouth quite a lot, unfortunately. But I wanted to cover this news article because I think it's just it's quite funny funny, not funny. The SEC and America are just trying to ruin crypto, and it's not really doing so well in their favour. Apparently, every crypto token or every crypto project is a security. That's all they seem to say. They always seem to say that a crypto is a security, crypto security, blah blah blah. Change the record, but I'll cover this off anyway because, like I said, they're trying their hardest to bring crypto down. But as I've just kind of shown you from this chart here, Bitcoin doesn't really seem to be paying much attention to the SEC and the US government. So, committee advises SEC to aggressively assert authority over crypto, says virtually all crypto tokens are securities. Now, the SEC urged to aggressively assert authority over crypto securities. I love this, how they've been urged. Who's urging them? I think it's just the US government because they don't like what's going on. So the US Securities and Exchange Commission, the SEC, Investor Advisory Committee, the IAC, submitted its view on the regulation of crypto assets to the SEC on Thursday. The committee was established under Section 911. Funny number that. I feel like America is just such a big, what's the word? Sitcom. Honestly, I've said this so many times in the past. Even just like Section 911, like that's obviously their calling code for like the cops or whatever. Anyway, under Section 911 of the Dodd-Frank Act, to advise the securities watchdog on regulatory priorities. In their letter to the SEC chairman Gary Gensler, the IAC chair Christopher Mirabel and vice chair Leslie Van Buskirk explained that they are submitting the view articulated as a consensus of the IAC members. So they wrote, to quote them, "We believe that virtually all, if not all, crypto tokens are securities, and that they, as well as the platforms and custodians dealing with them, are subject to regulation under the federal securities laws to protect investors." This is, again, why I say it's just a big sitcom. It's all just a total laugh. The SEC believe that what they're doing is protecting investors. So for anyone that's held XRP for multiple years, I don't feel like you feel protected by the government. I don't think most people feel protected by the government. Not even crypto related, just in general, especially in the UK. But yeah, most people don't feel comfortable or protected by a governing body, especially the SEC. But it is just funny that that's their motto. Their motto is, we're here to protect investors. However, investors have invested in these projects, then the SEC step in and say, no, that's a security, so we're going to sue you or whatever it is. That then crashes the price of that project, and investors lose all of their savings or all their investments. Therefore, they're not protected. They're actually damaging them more. But they keep going on about how they're protecting investors. I don't believe it. So Gensler also believes that all crypto tokens other than Bitcoin are securities. He has repeatedly urged crypto trading and lending platforms to come in and register with the SEC. And they've quoted here again, "Many investors recently have suffered significant losses as a result of their investment in crypto assets. It is estimated that these losses have been more than $2 trillion, the IAC letter details." Well, that's probably something to do with the fact that it's a bear market cycle. That's kind of how crypto works. If the SEC decided to even learn anything about crypto and how market cycles work and how a bull market works, how a bear market works, then this whole part here they're talking about would probably make more sense. However, they're not in the business of trying to learn about crypto. They're in the business of trying to get their hands into crypto and make money for the government on the behalf of suing companies or spreading fear or FUD, as we call it in crypto, to retail investors. Because don't get me wrong, if I was someone looking in on crypto, if I was a big stock guy and I wasn't that fussed about crypto, if I'm reading stuff like this where there's been significant losses, it's been $2 trillion in losses, then I'm going to think, hang on a minute, I don't know if I fancy putting my money into something that is losing money and people are significantly losing their money. Without learning anything about it, just seeing headlines like that being spread is enough to put some people off, and that's exactly what they're trying to do. Yeah, it goes back to what I've just said. They're not trying to protect investors. That does not make sense. If they were trying to protect investors, they would help us push ETFs and regulation that we need, not regulation that they think that we need. Let the guys in crypto who are building for the future of finance decide what we need to help, not some old school 60, 70-year-old group of men and women that work for the government decide, because they're not deciding for the future because they're living in the past. Anyway, I could go on for hours on this point, but I do have other exciting news to cover, which I'd rather move on to than discuss how funny the SEC and America have their priorities just all mixed up. So, moving swiftly on to some more positive European news rather than American news. Swiss state-owned banking giant Post Finance to offer crypto services. Now, this isn't any breaking news, it's not new news. I think this was launched 4 days ago, this news. However, regardless of when this was launched, this is massive news. And look, you've probably never heard of Post Finance. You're in the UK. Most of our viewers will be in the UK. However, we are a multinational group of followers, subscribers and whatnot. So we will have some Swiss fans out there, I'm pretty sure. So you will have heard, or some of our listeners will have heard of Post Finance. Post Finance is one of Switzerland's largest retail banks. It does mention here that they will offer customers access to major cryptocurrencies and related services. This is a key part here. The state-owned financial institution, so state-owned meaning that the government, the country of Switzerland, owns this bank. It will be using the banking platform developed by the Swiss licensed digital asset bank Signum. Now, I'll read a little bit about this article and then I'll give my opinion on why I think it's so important. Because you might be thinking, well, it's just another bank, Swiss bank, don't know much about Swiss banking. Why is it so important? Well, just hold on, I will get to that. So, Post Finance partners with Signum to provide digital asset products and services. The financial services unit in the National Postal Service of Switzerland, Post Finance, has joined forces with the crypto bank Signum to offer a range of digital asset banking services. To achieve that, the bank will employ Signum's business-to-business or B2B banking platform. The partnership enables the launch and expansion of regulated bank-grade products and services for digital assets. Signum said in an announcement published Wednesday, the Switzerland-based fintech company further elaborated that Post Finance's customers will be able to buy, store, and sell leading cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now, the reason I think this is so important is it comes down to banks are buying Bitcoin. So we've said it so many times in the past, whether it's on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, whatever it may be, we've said it in the past that big names are buying Bitcoin and crypto in the background. Just because they're not talking about it every single day doesn't mean that they're not buying Bitcoin. Prime example here, they've made this announcement on Wednesday a few days ago that, look, we're ready to announce that we're offering services of Bitcoin, Ethereum and whatever type of altcoins that they will be offering. That means that they've been buying Bitcoin and Ethereum for however long, 6 months, a year, 2 years, whatever it may be. They've been accumulating these cryptos in the background because in order to offer these services, you need to have held these products, and they're not just buying all the Bitcoin and all the Ethereum today or on Wednesday, because it wouldn't make sense, because they're buying it at market value potentially, which would cause some sort of someone on Twitter, like the whale alerts or something, would notice the fact that a big bank in Switzerland or wherever it may be is buying massive amounts of Bitcoin at once. These things get noticed. It's the blockchain. Everything's viewable on the blockchain. It's kind of the whole point in crypto, that we can't hide our buys and sells. So these guys have been buying for months, years at this point. And like I said, they're not the only bank to be doing this. They're just the latest bank to be announcing it. And it's a huge bank in Switzerland, which is state-owned. Can I just reiterate that point? Swiss state-owned banking giant, post-finance to offer crypto services. Look, I don't know how many times I'm going to have to say to people that just because the prices might not be at $100,000 in Bitcoin, the XRP isn't $7 yet, doesn't mean that all the foundations of this next bull market are being put in place. We're seeing positive news articles come out daily, sometimes by the hour, and it just goes to show you that just because the prices aren't, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm saying that as if the prices are in the bin. They're not. The prices are looking really, really good at the moment. Bitcoin's just hit $30,000. It was literally $16,000 3 months ago. What more do you kind of want, or what more do you need to see before you think, right, hang on a minute, there's something happening in this crypto world. If you're not invested, there's something happening. So I've been in this long enough. I've seen multiple bear markets. I've seen multiple bull markets. I've experienced them personally, and I know what happens in the start of a bull market, or at least the trend towards the start of a bull market. Now, I'm not saying that we're in a bull market quite yet, but we are very, very close to getting started and in the early days, shall we say. So, yes, let's make sure you subscribe as well to this channel. I feel like I should say that a little bit more often, but make sure you are subscribed to this channel, because we are doing these videos every single day of news and crypto, and giving a bit of an opinion on the price, where things are going, how the bull market's looking, how the bear market's looking, you name it, we're covering it. So stay tuned, turn on post notifications as well, because I do aim to get these out every morning. However, it'd be good if you got the post notifications turned on so you never miss a video. Moving swiftly on to the last piece of information or news I wanted to cover. Our friends, our investment that we fully believe in. We brought this project to our CG Pro members, or that's our Discord community, about a year ago, I think. Was it as long ago as that? But yes, GensoKishi, massive metaverse project and game, has announced that its BNB chain bridge and listing on a Japanese crypto exchange. Now, our Discord members and community will already know about this because we shared it as the information came out live. However, I wanted to bring it to our YouTube community because I feel like it's very important that you pay attention to this project if you don't already. So just to kind of cover off a little update on what's going on here. So the press release then, the Build and Build BNB chain is a decentralized blockchain network that allows developers and innovators to build decentralized applications, also known as dApps, as part of the transition to Web3. The BNB chain is capable of high-speed transaction processing and lower-cost transactions than the Ethereum network. It also supports smart contracts and can be used as a platform for developers to develop new decentralized applications. GensoKishi will continue to support various chains to expand and improve convenience for users. Now, this sentence alone is why, not alone, but one of the many reasons why we are so bullish on GensoKishi. The fact that throughout its launch, now it launched kind of at the bear market, like I said, the past year hasn't been great in crypto. The past 3 months has been great, but 2022 wasn't great in crypto for prices. However, GensoKishi has continued to, first of all, launch its metaverse, but also continue to grow and release new parts of the game, the in-game token being ROND, which I'll move on to in just a sec. It's also striving for more in terms of getting launched on massive exchanges in Japan. The reason I say in Japan is because this project is a massive Japanese and Singapore kind of Asian gaming community. That's why some people in the UK and Europe may not have heard of it. However, there's a reason for that. Gaming is huge in the Asian markets, therefore we respect the fact that GensoKishi will be a massive, well, it already is a massive project. It's been going for years and years and years, not just in the metaverse, but also on consoles. If you do want to know more information on GensoKishi, I do suggest that you jump on board with our community, which you'll find a link in today's pinned comment and description. And we'll obviously update you with GensoKishi news as and when it happens, direct from the team. Now, I just briefly mentioned there about ROND, the GensoKishi Online Tokens MV, so that's the GensoKishi Metaverse project, and ROND, which is their in-game token, will be simultaneously listed on Japanese exchange ZAF at 6 o'clock on April 26. So, a few weeks out from that. However, the news is sent out as early as possible to make sure people are aware of it and can get prepared for the listing, because what you tend to see with exchange listings, especially for projects like this size on exchanges of this size, is there tends to be a run up in price beforehand, and most investors like to get involved and invest in either metaverse, i.e. Genzo, or ROND beforehand. Now, the MV and RON tokens can be purchased directly from the Polygon chain on ZAF, and the MV and RON tokens can be imported directly into the game, and NFTs can be purchased on the GensoKishi marketplace. Now, we will have much more information coming on this as and when the news releases. We are in touch with the team, so we do try and get as much information as kind of live as possible to release to our Discord community. So it's really important that you do join if you're not already a member. Now, that's all from me today. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, please drop a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications, and of course join the community, which you'll see in the screen in front of you and in the description below. My name's Don. Thanks again for tuning in. I shall see you in the next one.